Oh, so a very good evening to all my dear friends. Today we have yet another successful candidate for this Nabard's 2022 Toppers Talk. And I am really happy to have Kai on this Toppers Talk. He is from northeastern part of India and he hails from Manipur. And we'll be talking about entire journey of Kai, that how he's switched on from his UPSC preparations to this field of Nabard preparation and how he succeeded, and his overall story of success would definitely motivate many other candidates as well to do well in this examination and get into the one of the best reputed institutes of India for agriculture and rural development, that is Nabard. So my heartiest congratulations, Kai, first of all, for making into the select list, because very few handful of the students get into the select list. You know that so many students are giving, and just you can tell that some 70 80 in the generalist stream are getting into the select list. So that's a very less number. So a person, when he gets selected, he feels very lucky that yes, I am into the select list this time. So a very congratulations, my heartiest congratulations, Kai, to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. This is the third time that we are meeting on Google Zoom, and I'm really honored to be with you on this topic series.
Thank you. So we will know more about from the Kai that what has clicked this time and he into the select list. So if you can give a just brief of yours, Kai, that what you have been doing, how was your journey through this entire process, and what you have been doing these days right now.
Yes, sir. After finishing my BTech, I came to Delhi for UPSC preparation. So I have been into UPSC preparation for the last 4 or 5 years, and still going on. And 2022 Nabard is my second attempt and second interview. So with the help of this mental from clarity notes, I'm able to crack this, and I'm really thankful for the support and help with all the materials, and also about the mock interviews and test series. Yes, sir.
Okay, so see, you are from the engineering background, as you said, you completed BTech, and right now also
Yes.
you're pursuing some masters also.
Yes.
But when you come to the preparation of Nabard, what haunts the people is the agriculture ARD section, that we do not have some background related to this. So how to come across that fear that Nabard is not all about only agriculture?
Yes, sir. There are 3 stages in Nabard. Uh, about ALD, it is quite different from what we have learned in UPSC. It is more static oriented. So my strategy in ALD is about note making. So I make notes from muscle notes provided by you. I took 3 notebooks, one for ALD, one for ESI, and one for current affairs. So I make a whole lot of notes and I do many maximum revision. And apart from that, so from the power play provided by you for both pre and mains, after solving the questions, I make notes from the MCQ itself, topic wise. So I make notes, I revise it, I do value addition, I revise it. That is my strategy regarding ALD and ESI. And for other qualifying sections, I also read the decision making notes. So I prepare, quant reasoning, English, and all these things do not require much focus in deep, or these are qualifying. So I make sure that I'm able to qualify for this section. Suppose we don't need to attempt all the English questions because we have to distribute time quant reasoning. So accordingly, I attempt to qualifying in the qualifying section and I try to give maximum in the merit section. Yeah, there is a short description of my preparations.
Okay. One more thing, Kai, that I would like to know from you only. See, what happens when a student starts preparing, and when he first reads some notes or something, he is okay interested in that. But when the question comes of revision for that very particular topic, he starts have some boring attitude towards that. Yeah, I have read that no revision is required. I do not want a revision. Like that is some hesitancy, some reluctancy is there from the candidates. But as you said that you used to consistently revise the things and added value to your notes as well. So what message would you like to give to the fresh aspirants this year, that what role does this revision play as said by you?
Yes, sir. So week very less time given in for the exam, and week a very large syllabus. It is very important that we make notes. Number one is not making, because within the span of say 1 week, we are not able to cover the whole syllabus. So it is important that we make notes, our own precise notes. And apart from not making, as I have said earlier, if we attempt mock tests from different course, and if we come across different questions or say areas where we are not familiar with, it is an opportunity to do value addition to our notes. And doing that will expand the horizon, will lead to diverse knowledge, and will give boost to the confidence. So it is important that revision, not making, value addition, and trying to give maximum MCQ as far as prelims is concerned. And if I may say for the mains, it is very important that we also have not making for descriptive part according to the topic wise, according to the issue wise, and also doing practice and making notes. Yeah, these are very important to get maximum mark, and there is no substitute for making notes, particularly for me.
Right. One more thing, I see after the marks were released, and when I have gone through the marks of the students, it was important in the preceding years also, and it has quite is pronounced this year also, that English marks that we get in the descriptive English in the phase 2 of the examination is quite important for selection. And you also had scored a very good marks in the English, 61, I think, in the English.
Yes.
So how you have written the English paper and all, anything would you like to share for this English paper? Because many students are fear of this English paper. They have got 52, 53, 51 and also, and their chances of just selection were demolished due to this English marks only. So anything would you like to share with the students, because you have got a very good marks of 61 in the English?
Yes, sir. Regarding English, as you said, it's very important components to get into interview. So regarding English, number one is essay. So essay is very important, and for this, one needs to make notes on most important topic. Say about 15 topics or 20 topics, and it can increase. And on those topic or issues, one needs to identify what are the important facts, or say what are the quotations, if it is for inclusive growth, or say if it is for food production or PDA system. One need to cite several parliamentary reports, or say the reports of several committees, and what are the issues, how many people are getting the beneficiaries, what are the allocated funds, and how efficiently they have been distributed. So these facts are important, because if you have important 2 or 3 facts, that can be expanded into say 4 or 5 sentences. If you don't have facts or say about the critical issues, it is very difficult to get quality content. I mean, the content will be large, but the quality will be lacking. So it is good that for essay, one need to make notes, 15, 20 topics, make facts on it, and then also prepare on how to start. If the question is about, say, women empowerment, what should be the introduction, and what should be the conclusion, and what kind of facts should I mention in the conclusion or in the introduction. So we have to keep in mind, keep in picture in our mind what should be the strategy. That is about the essay. And about letter writing, so I'm really thankful for the session of yours about letter writing. It is only through your session of letter writing that I keep sticking the structure what are the procedure, how to start, address this and that. So one needs to know where to write the address, whom to address, how to conclude. And upon that, it is important that we should see some letter, some sample letter of different issues. Suppose when this time I attempt the questions regarding disaster management related questions. So I have to come up with some theory or some picture into my mind that if there is flood, then this is the situation and what should the police do, how to address. So all these things we should keep in mind. And if we can keep in mind and if we follow the structure properly, then it's fine. It's fine. And regarding precise writing, it is important that we know what is the core message, what is the critical message, and from that we should create the content. And this should be done with practice, a lot of practice from different topics and different issues. Yes.
Right. Now coming on to other subjective paper, that is a technical descriptive ESI NARD paper. So how you dealt with this paper means they are asking the word limits in excess, right? Because candidates are not able to write so many words. So how you address the issue of writing so many words for 10 marker or 15 marker? Do you satisfy the word limits? So what was your overall strategy? Did you write in points? What was your strategy in writing the subjective?
Yes, sir. Before coming to that, I want to share what are the mistakes I have done in my first attempt. Because I was not scoring good in the descriptive part. It was the main issue was the time management. Because you need to type 2000 words according to the word limits, 2000 words in 1 hour. So at the same time, you need to think what to write. So in my first attempt, I did not make the sample structure in hand. So when I saw the question, I started typing it. And in the meantime, on the midway, I used to think a lot what to do next, what to go next. So that consumes a lot of time. So this time before writing, I spent around 2-3 minutes. Then after choosing the questions, I make the flow chart. What should come next? What should come next? Then what are the committee, what are the suggestion? Then accordingly, I keep all these things in my mind. Then I started typing. So by doing that, the flow did not disturb. No, the flow was smoothly, and I'm able to finish on time. But one mistake I have done was that I'm unable to choose which questions to attempt first, because I am familiar with both the questions, 15 marker. So I spent around 1 minute in deciding which one to attempt. So this should be avoided by my fellow aspirants. It's important to make decision very quickly, because in 1 minute or 2 minutes you are going to lose out. There is a cutthroat competition. So I would like to tell that one should make the flow chart. One should decide quickly which one to attempt, and then if we don't know, it's important to move to the next questions. I have some friends who are unable to attempt the last questions, or say just 50 or 100. So the time management, time allocation is very critical for men's descriptive part.
Right. And very important thing, as said by him also, that if you miss one question, you are out of the list. That for sure. You will not get anything. So
yes,
anyhow, you have to attempt every question. At least you will get average marks. You are in the race.
Yes, sir.
That everybody, all the fresh candidates especially, should take care of this. That you should have proper time management, as said by Kai, and you should stick to it, so that you should not leave any of the questions. If you leave any one question, you are out of the list for sure. That you have to take into consideration. Now coming on to the last stage of preparation, Guy, the interview stage. How was your overall experience with the panel members, and what sort of questions they asked you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, interview is also very important. It carries 50 marks. So last time, because of interview marks, I missed the final cutoff. So this time, I was more confident. I prepared a lot from the Nabard website as well as the annual report. So I took out one notebooks and I prepared what are the functions, different functions, and especially what Nabard is doing in my particular state and generally in the Northeast. So my focus was more on the Northeast states as well as my domicile state. So what are the schemes? What are the Nabard sponsor schemes, or say what are the agriculture ministry or rural development ministry is doing or implementing in my state? Apart from that, since I am my background is electrical engineer, so I focus on some basic knowledge about my background as well as UPSC. So I
Did they
was
ask you any? Did they ask you any HR based question that you are from you are doing UPSC or you're from BTech background? Then why do you want to come to Nabard? There was some question in this line or not for you?
yes, sir. I was asked what should I contribute as an electrical engineer? Right. So I mentioned about the Kusum scheme, about the solar lighting, street lighting stream in different parts of Northeast. And about my UPSC, I was given an opportunity to explain how important or how can I contribute. In that regards, I answered it by saying that since my optional is public administration, and public administration deals with implementation of different schemes, especially in rural areas, government schemes. So I'm quite aware of what is happening, how it's being implemented. So with this experience, I can help towards this rural prosperity. And also, I was asked about the financial functions of the BUD. What are the financial functions? And one very important questions is about there is one statement cooperation has failed, but cooperation must succeed.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, this was asked. So I answered it based on my learnings from UPSC preparation. So I may not get they may not get fully satisfied with my answer, but yeah, my answer was on the line, flowing on the line on the. So one is to get confident in interview, be bold, be strong. No? And one important advice is that the last time when I went to interview, I forgot to wish them when I entered the. So there was very critical mistake, and this time I'm happy that I'm not repeating the mistake.
That's important because in such tense situation, we forget the simple things also, and that we have to pay off in form of less marks, right?
Yeah. I was curious about how the video conferencing setting would look like. So at that moment, I was taken away and forget to wish them.
Yeah.
One should not. One should keep in mind.
Definitely. My last question would be Kai to you. Since you have so much experience in preparing different sort of examination, and now you have also cleared Nabard. Any 2-3 things would you like to suggest for the fresh students, fresh aspirant this year, that what they should not do? Because for doing there are so many things. For not doing any 2-3 things as per your experience, would you like to share with the aspirants?
Yes, sir. Based on my experience, number one is about instead of collecting so many materials, one should focus on one consolidated materials, make notes from it, and do revision as many times as possible. There are some friends who collect notes from here. Then when they see another notes, they want to see it again. So in that process, one is not able to revise it properly. So it is important to have one note, one source, and revise it multiple times. And also, one mistake that, based on my experience, is that one should do practice, because according to Nabard related exam, Nabard focus exam, there is typing and time is allocated. So even though one makes notes, or say for men, so descriptive, it is important that whether one can write the notes properly within the stipulated time. And so frankly and honestly, I do not practice descriptive. Let me admit it. So there is a lot of improvement I can make if I'm given a chance to appear it again.
Right.
So I fully rely on the notes which I make for UPSC and do value addition. But I was a bit hesitant to do typing practices. That is one mistake I have done. So my fellow new aspirants should keep in mind that with this cutthroat competition, there is no room for complacency. One should give maximum. One should know how many things to type in the specific time.
Right.
And in interview, you should be confident. You should be confident. When you get nervous in that intense moment, then what is in your mind will go off, and you won't be able to speak. So be confident and be bold during the interview. Yeah.
Right. So very, very, very clear cut. Three things, I think these are the gems what Kai has mentioned, and all the fresh aspirants who are thinking to convert this time should take these things into consideration, because there is no room for complacency, as said by Kai, and this should you mind it, because for 1 marks or 0.25 marks, you will be that side of the boundary and you will not into the select list. And conversion of wait list is very difficult. Everybody knows in RBI, Nabard, it's very difficult to convert the wait list into select list. So that's all, Kai. Thanks a lot for carving out time from your busy schedule and letting know the aspirant that how they should proceed for this examination. And my best wishes for all your future endeavors in life.
Thank you, sir. I wish clarity for sure to produce more results and to get more fruits in the future.
Definitely, Kai. So we have given rank 1 also this year. Definitely we can continue in the coming years as well. Thank you. Thank you, guys, so much.